Hello there you guys, let's start with this makeup. I just took a shower, my hair is wet and I don't know what I'm going to call this makeup yet, but my vision for today is to make some shorts and I want to do the dances that are currently popular, one of them being the Doja Cat Paint the Town Red song. So I want to do something red and black and something very like visible from far away, because I'm going to be doing some dance videos, so it's like being on a stage in a theater. You really want it to be very like huge and theatrical. But I don't know if I want to do like false lashes yet. Probably I'll do them, but I'm not sure if it's worth it or not. But I definitely want to do something like huge and black. I just primed my face with this Clinique moisturizer. This is the oil-free Dramatically Different Moisturizing Gel by Clinique. It is yellow, my favorite color, and very important that it is oil-free. I'm going to put some more on, and I just put, I'm going to show you right now. So this is the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid plus Vitamin B5 serum. It's very affordable but yet very moisturizing, because the hyaluronic acid gives you that really boost of moisture on your skin. And the Face D Pure Lift Elastin and Collagen Serum. This one really tightens your face and makes it like super snatched, and it really like takes away all your wrinkles and gives you that glow, because collagen, again, it like glues your face almost. So they're good and they're very affordable at Sephora. And about affordability, I wanted to talk to you about my found. So I found these sponges at H&M. They cost, as you can see, €6. Like, yeah, it's crazy. That's the price tag. These are the sponges, but they are very small, as you can tell, and I was a little scared, but because I usually use these ones which are from Sephora, and like look at the difference. It's crazy, right? The biggest one is like half the size of a normal sponge, but then I gave them a chance and I wet them, and look at the biggest one. Like, look at the difference in size. It's huge. And this is the one from Sephora. Look at the difference. Like, it's really big, it's huge, it's like perfect. And the ones at Sephora, these ones, they cost €20 right now. They used to cost 10 like 6 months ago, I remember, and it's crazy. But anyway, I'm really happy that I found these. And obviously I wash them very well with the micellar water and hot water, so that they're like really disinfected. And let me show you the small one. Like, it's really cute. You can maybe put your eyeshadow with this one on, and this is for the blush, I guess. Let's see how we can use them. Let's start. I'm going to start with this beautiful Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It almost works as a foundation for me, and I'm in the shade 12B Fair Beige. It's really perfect. I could use something maybe more yellow. I have more of them here, but I mean, this is what they usually recommend to me, but I hate that because I really like to match my skin tone. But like, for example, this one is super duper yellow, and this is the ultra creamy one. This, and the shade is 205 Light Sand. I mean, this is like a quick thing if you have lots of redness, just to go to the grocery store. And this one is in shade 8B Porcelain Beige. This one is 12B. This is like way whiter. This is more like my skin tone, and I'm going to be using this one. I also have foundations, but I don't know, like I don't see the point in using them, because I'm looking for something super high coverage. And the concealer that blends like a foundation, in my opinion, is the best choice. But still, around the eye area, the concealer can be a little bit too like tingling and not good, I prefer to use foundation like right around the eye area whenever I'm not looking to have that super high coverage. For example, I have these foundations by Clinique. They are oil-free, and this is wonderful because me having like super delicate skin, it is super sensitive, it gets irritated like that, and oil is what makes me like break out or having irritations. So if you have the same problem as me, I really recommend that you try and avoid completely like oils in your skincare and makeup routines. Now let's use some of this. This is my like color. This is the shade 10, CN10 Alabaster. Then there's shade 8, which is super duper yellow. And this is shade 40. This is for when I'm tan. It's actually good. I have more of it. To use it like right here for, don't know if you can see it, for contouring kind of, and I pick it up on the sponge. Let's use this one for the first time. So the difference in between how this sponge feels versus the Sephora one is like totally different. The Sephora one is softer and it tends to absorb a lot of product. This one doesn't. It almost feels like I'm using a dry sponge, but it is like just recently wet. It's super damp. And you know that the feeling is kind of false in this case, because the Sephora sponge used to absorb way less product from what I can see, because I just needed to re-add a lot of product, because I see that the color payoff and the coverage is way less than with the Sephora sponge. So that's interesting. And obviously a sponge that costs now $20 or euros versus a sponge that costs less than 5, of course you're going to feel the difference in quality, but again, it's like super small, and I don't know, like it's different, but still works. Yeah, so the Sephora sponge is definitely better because this one just made me put the third layer of concealer on, which is absolutely incredible, because before I just used to do one coat to get this result that I'm getting right now with that other sponge. So I think I'm going to be buying another Sephora sponge, a new one, because it's really worth the money in my opinion, like to use it, I don't know. Or maybe if you're looking for a very good sponge, I have the setting powder, and this brand also does sponges, Makeup Forever. It's like the best possible. It's like super duper cool. If you're looking to have a perfect base, you apply this loose translucent powder on your primer before your foundation, and it like gives you a perfect look through the whole night. Just be careful when you do this. Use a foundation that matches your skin. Don't go lighter, because it can happen that you have a bit of a white cast effect on the face in some pictures. But in general, for like videos and stuff, you don't really need fancy makeup, you need full coverage and good payoff makeup. Whereas in real life, you really need something that is high quality to really see, because you can see the skin, you can see everything. So you really need something more like luxury kind of. Now I really want to do some contouring, and this thing that I'm using is by Deborah. It's an Italian makeup brand, and I like how it matches the shape of the brush that I'm going to be using. This is cool. It's like a dark blush, but it's also contouring. It's really cool toned. And I like it. It's like super duper cool. It really pays off the color. And this is more of a powder product rather than cream, but I'm using it right on the wet base so that the color payoff is better and it stays on even if you do touch-ups with powder and stuff. I like to go from here to here, very important. Right here, the light bulb method by Jennifer Lopez. It's really cool, especially when you're doing videos. You don't want the double chin effect, so this really darkens this area right here. It's just like general base tips. And I just prefer not to contour my nose whatsoever, because I just prefer it to be as it is, because if I do contouring, it's like, yeah, it can give you the Instagram filter in real life, but what's the point? It never comes out perfect anyways. And I'm also going to be putting on this plumping thing, lip plumper by Kiko, Italian brand. Really cool, and it has a bit of a pink tint to it, but I mean, it doesn't really show. This brush is by Kiko. This is the 102 powder brush. Really good brush, like it's really good for contouring and blush, I feel like. This is good on your lips, but if you're looking to really snatch the under eye and not to have any wrinkles whatsoever, you can put it here in the shape of an eye patch, and it will do the same thing. It will wake you up like super immediately, kinda. In case you run out of your eye patches, it's a good thing to do, because it has hyaluronic acid again in it, and plus the plumping effect, it's like really crazy. Then once I'm done with all of the makeup, I will probably wipe it off and put on some lipstick. I don't know yet which one, but I'll show you. Then I also like to contour the lips a little bit right here, because it makes them look bigger, because if you see a shadow from your lip, it really means that it's big. And again, no setting powder used yet. Now let's use some blush right here by Sephora. This is the 06 Flirted Up shade. It's matte, and it's really good to like blend this out to kind of a gradient and add vibrance to the contouring. I don't know if I want to use a bronzer, probably yes, because in this case I don't see this as a blush look. I see this more like a bronzer kind of look, more bold maybe. But I don't know, like for now I'm gonna leave it like this. And obviously right here the under eye needs to be really wide so that it's lifted. So I kinda go over it with the sponge and soften it very much. And then also underneath, if you want too low, you can always fix it with that same sponge, especially if you didn't set your face before doing this. If you did set your face, then you can try the powder foundation on top. It usually does the job pretty well. I really want to get into the eyeshadow. I'm gonna probably do a red eyeshadow and then the eyeliner. Let's see, this is the Morphe No Silent Nights palette. It's really good as a base palette, like it's super basic yet super duper cool. You have all of the nudes here, and they expand from the neutral to cold, cool on this side and warm on this side. And so basically the red that suits me the most, it's here, it's on the warmer side, whereas I'm more like this range right here. In terms of my skin coolness, it's like neutral towards cool, definitely, with pink undertones. But let's see. I'm going to be using this fluffy brush. Let's see if it's clean. I want to do a bit of white and neutral as a base, especially like right here under the eye, so that it is set with literally pigments of an eyeshadow. It's really pigmented. This way no dark circles can show up whatsoever. Also around my nose, right here, it tends to be super duper red all the time. So I just started with eyeshadow. Now let's take this red and see what we can do with it. I really want it to be really vibrant. And the shade is called Ruby Rhythm, which is really cool because my favorite stone is ruby. And I'm wearing it right now. And when you're doing your makeup, it's always good to have many different mirrors, because this way you can see yourself from like all the different angles at the same time and you know you're doing well. Now I'm going to take a more precise brush and take this matte red. It's kind of the same color. The shade name is Berry Mary. Really cool. Okay, I'm going to need like a super close-up mirror for this. This mirror is really good. Fenty Beauty highlighter. So when I usually do my eyeshadow, I do with the darker matte one just a winged liner to begin with, and then I either blend it completely or leave it like that, or even like add the actual eyeliner on top. But it's like so much easier to make the eyeliner with eyeshadow. And I never actually found an eyeliner that I can use perfectly and feel comfortable using it, because I always, well, kind of mess up. It comes out very nice, but it makes me feel super nervous using it and just holding it. I know I'm going to be doing weird strokes, so it's like just stressful using it overall. Now I have this palette right here, and I just found the perfect red. Now this one is called Cara Duo by Cara Beauty. I didn't know that this palette existed. I just found it on a random website. It has a mirror on the side, and then it has all these gorgeous colors. It's definitely like a cheaper kind of eyeshadow formula, but it still works. And I just found a perfect red. It's really, really vibrant. The shade is Strawberry. It's nothing like strawberry, it's like almost orange red. And I just really want to use it to make it super duper red. Ooh. Like this with a red lipstick, it's a full-on red look. Okay, now I want to add some more of these shimmers right here. The Ruby Rhythm. It's really cool. And I want it to be really like glowing and shiny, especially right here on the brow bone. Now let's do a transition shade. I'm going to get this orange, which is in the same row as the red. And the shade name is Moods Electric. Okay, an electric mood. Let's see. And as we're painting the town red today, let's also paint these eyebrows on so that you can at least see the tip of them, because they're super duper blonde. So I'm just accentuating the tip here of my eyebrows so that you can really see it, and I kind of lift it up a little bit. And you know that I am now looking closer in the mirror, and I can really tell that this sponge by H&M did a terrible job of blending my base. So I really wanna buy right now a new one from Sephora, because this is like a couple of months old and really hard to use already. This pencil that I'm using is by L'Oreal Brow Stylist Shape and Fill. So it has a very nice tip right here that is a bit squarish, and this really helps me personally to really put on these brows very quickly, and also to make softer strokes, because when they're too sharp it's kind of hard to blend it into very light eyebrows. Sometimes I use eyeshadow in my eyebrows, sometimes I use eyebrow powder products, which I don't have right now because it is summer and my eyebrows are the lightest almost, so I don't need any heavy products on them. Now just notice how much darker my eyebrows have become. I just put in a couple of strokes of pencil in them. It's just crazy. And you can really see them now, because these are all my hairs. They're like huge, but they're blonde, so they're really soft looking overall. Okay, I really want to do this underneath as well. Same red that's left on the brush. Let me see if I can get rid of the fallout from the eyeshadows, and also to make this angled so that it's really snatching my face up. So basically use the sponge that still has some product on it. Definitely worked better with a more high quality sponge, but anyway, to remove maybe like a little bit of this eyeshadow, and it really lifts the eye and the whole face as a consequence overall. Okay, so now my hair is drying and I'm kind of already doing the parting and everything so that it dries like that and I don't have to use any hairspray. It's wonderful to have shorter hair because you really don't need that much product and you don't have to put the volumizing products on your roots, which then make you want to wash your hair immediately because you feel it on your scalp. You don't have to use hairspray, which makes it impossible to brush through your hair afterwards, like it's literally painful, unless you wash it off, obviously. And you don't have to tie your hair, which is amazing. I don't like to tie my hair, I hate it actually. I would have it even shorter, but then it wouldn't look good on camera. I mean, I have wigs, but I don't really feel like doing my makeup with a wig on. That's just like terrible in my opinion. Okay, so this is pretty red, but you know what? I'm just gonna do the whole thing red right here. So I'm gonna mix on this part of my hand that darker, deeper matte color from this palette, this one right here, the Berry Mary, and the Super Warm from this beautiful palette right here. I first mix them on the brush together. Let's see what comes out of this. Should be a pretty neutral red, and let's see what it does. Now let's use some more concealer to really cover all of the fallout from the shadows and to also correct the shape of the eyeshadow underneath it. Because I still, no matter what look I do, I want this part, like the inner corner of my eye, to be perfectly white. Otherwise I feel like it just overcasts my natural look and you kind of don't recognize it anymore. Okay, so now I have it. Let's see if I can do some highlighter. I'm going to be using the REM or RAM Beauty by Ariana Grande. I love how it's magnetic, like it closes magnetically. I have it in this pink shade, what's called Miss Mercury. I'm almost running out because I do it on my body as well, right here. See the difference immediately? Immediately my body looks glowy, but glowy naturally, like from within, without any like shimmers or anything that this highlighter has. For example, the Rihanna, beautiful, gorgeous Fenty Beauty. It's like fantastic. And the lightest shade, which is Diamond Bomb, and it really works. You'll see it on my eyes later for sure. You see this glow? And this is without flash or anything. It's just totally glowing. And obviously the Cupid's bow and the top bridge of the nose. It's really cool to highlight those. Let's remove some from the under eye area, because then you can really see everything once you highlight it. And I toned down the highlighter with blush, and I think it's fine as it is. Let's do the actual cut crease or something here, because I feel like this red, if I did the whole red, I would be like a red panda or something, and I won't like that. So let me just correct this shape once again to really make sure that it's good before I apply some different lighter shadows there. You know what? I feel like I'm gonna be putting this red kind of all over my lid, because I really want it to look red, red, red. So I feel like it's a good choice in this case. Now I'm gonna get the Ruby Rhythm again and blend it kind of in. More of that red to emphasize a cut crease in here. Then I'm gonna get some of that Berry Mary again and really do the eyeliner look here. I'm gonna use the Sephora sponge right now because I really can't do this anymore with that sponge that barely works. I'm gonna add some more product and get rid of the fallout that I just got here. The eyeshadow. Now let's use this sponge that barely works and really do this kind of cleaning up here. So you know what, I think I'm gonna use the smaller sponge right now to kind of clean up right here. This area has nothing on it yet, but it will absorb some of that red eyeshadow. It's really cool to have such a small sponge, it's like cute. And the bottom of it to really clean up the eyeshadow underneath. I'm gonna set with highlighter. I'm gonna get this brush right here. This is by Sephora for blush 04, but I'm gonna be using this eyeshadow right here basically. Again, the neutral one and a bit of white. Running out of white, I need to get some white eyeshadow. I'm going to be setting the under eye, like it's perfect in size to do this. Way better than the smaller brush. Kind of brush upwards. This is looking really cute so far. Still wanna add some more red because I feel like it's not really visible enough. Because again, these eyeshadows with the warmer red, it's a bit like less quality, so cheaper eyeshadows, less payoff. The good thing about them is that you can blend them with your fingers and they blend well, whereas these eyeshadows by Morphe, they absolutely don't blend with fingers. You really need a brush and lots of patience for that. Really getting it close to the lash line so that it's bright and highlighted by this red. Okay, now I want to do these shimmers right here on the eye. Watch the difference. Wow. It's huge. It literally just blended everything and made it all perfect. The best part about this specific highlighter by Fenty Beauty is that it looks super wet, but it's really dry to the touch, and it's super weightless too, so I really love it. I'm putting it here to make my lips shine, obviously. And I'm gonna go over the nose one last time with the sponge before I actually set this face in place. And for this I'm going to be using this wonderful powder. It's by Fenty Beauty, low setting powder in the shade Butter 02, and it's called Pro Filter. I love it. I just got a new one. It's just gorgeous. It's the most affordable, high quality powder that you can possibly get with this brush. Like blowing all of the powder in my face. Another good one is by Selena Gomez Rare Beauty, but that one has a radiant finish and this one has a matte finish, and I highly prefer the matte, especially if I'm filming some videos. And by the way, you guys, I have another channel which is about astrology and it is fully in Russian, so if you are Russian or speak Russian and wanna be updated on astrology, I invite you to follow me on there, subscribe to that channel, the link will be in the description below. I also do meditation music, and that's a third channel of mine that you can go and check out in the link in the description box below. So then after I applied the powder with the brush, I'm taking this thing, the powder puff by Kiko. I get a lot on the puff, and then I especially go around the nose area, chin, which always tends to shine too much, right here between the eyes. So I just totally changed my mind. I'm going to be using a pair of false lashes, and then if I want to, I'm going to do an eyeliner wing, but for now it's just looking so gorgeous that I don't want to ruin it before I see it with the false lashes on. And I'm trying to use the most natural possible ones. They're still going to be very long, so it's good that I have a lot of red around the eyes, otherwise it won't even show.